4x100 meters relay. Well, it's 61 meters 13. There's something wrong with the lines out there, to be honest with you. He's got the lead. I'm going to have to completely ignore those lines on the field, I think, and wait for the march. Now then, the first big moment for the home crowd to cheer, really cheer. The 4x100 meters for men. Title that was won by Japan 2 years ago. Ghana first out. You get these different types of introductions these days, not quite the glitz of the World Championships, but nevertheless, still the glitz that comes with introducing them one by one all together, which is something we never used to have. Switzerland have just seen the female quartet take a silver. No doubt who's coming next.
Here
Chinese
comes the roll.
Taipei, led by their 100 meters champion, Yang Chun-han. Only 7th in the 200 final, but he's still a hero after that amazing 100 meters final on the second day of the competition. Thailand have brought a team that are only doing the relays. No individual eventers for them. Now the Americans have Cameron Burrell, who took the bronze medal in the 100 meters. Reports are that he was delighted with that bronze. He hadn't raced for a while, but he's been running himself back into form, and we'll see whether or not he can take on Chinese Taipei. Now the champions, Japan. And what will they do? Ah, not something Mexican. Juan Carlos Alanis is the man who will bring them home. There's always a buzz when the relays come out. So there he is, the man of the moment. Every time he comes on screen, whatever he's doing, there's a reaction from the crowd. Leading them out will be Wei Yi-ching. He'll hand on to Yang Chun-han. This is what it said here, but we will see. He's not actually on the last leg. I think he's on the second leg, is the which is traditionally the longest leg. So they're trying to give themselves a chance here by giving him the most work. Has worked for other teams in the past. That's Chen Chia-shun, who will be running the anchor leg. That's the start of the back straight. So Yang indeed is going to be running the second leg. He will have the baton passed to him from Wei Yi-ching. The Americans, though, will be led off by John Lewis, who's come in for the relays. Jacarias Martin, who reached the semi-finals of the 200 meters, is on the back, the other bend, with LeSean Collins linking the two together, who was 6th in the 100 meters final. And on the anchor leg should be Cameron Burrell, the bronze medalist in the 100 meters.
My thoughts, Angus, is that undoubtedly the American team will be the best drilled 4x100 meter squad, because they are all from the University of Houston, where they will have been put through their drills by Cameron Burrell's father.
Yes, and with note to the University of Houston, our thoughts go out to the people of Houston itself. Massive floods overnight in Houston. People being advised to climb up onto their roofs to be rescued. Not at all the sort of news that the American team would have wanted to hear.
But perhaps they can put a smile on the faces of the people of Houston by taking victory.
Yes, maybe they've got more to worry about at the moment, but certainly it would be something. So then the Chinese Taipei quartet whipping up the crowd even further, as if that was possible. And don't forget, they've got the 4x4 as well later, where they were the fastest through to the final. So they will be hoping there for just as much success. Fastest through to the final, though, were the Americans. They won Heat 2 in 39.16. Chinese Taipei in 39.23. So they weren't that far behind in terms of time. Interesting here too, as well, is that Chinese Taipei are inside the Americans. They'll be chasing after them. Question is, will they be with them when they get off the final baton change? Will the Americans still have the baton as well when they get round? Certainly seem to have the best depth, the Americans, overall on the quartet. So then Ghana in lane 1, Finland 2, Switzerland in 3, Chinese Taipei in 4, Thailand in 5, USA in 6, Japan in 7, and Mexico on the outside in lane 8. Silence is almost deafening. Hardly anybody breathing. Another big crowd sucked into this stadium today, expecting more gold for the home nation. But the Americans will probably start favourite. Japan, though, out there in lane 7, 39.26, one of the fastest losers, but it was one of the faster times. Away we go then, one lap of the track, 3 changes, 4 men making the difference here between gold, silver, bronze and all the rest. Japan make the change down the back straight, they're always good at the changeovers. Americans have safely changed as well, and so too Chan is going down the back straight, the 100 meters champion, passing on. Everybody looking good so far. Oh, it looks as though Switzerland are in trouble, but the Americans are still there. Chinese Taipei chasing after them. Everybody has the baton, and the Japanese are coming away. This has been a sensational run, and the Japanese are going to retain their title, or are they? To the line, Japan take it! Just ahead of the Americans. What a race! Well, that was all about swift, smooth baton changing, and the Americans, despite having the excess speed, couldn't quite chase them down. Japan first, United States second, and I think Chinese Taipei picked up the bronze.
First and second changes by the Americans, I thought, were incredibly slick and showed that they've been well drilled. That last change was not, and that's where they lost it.
38.65. It's confirmed United States in second, but the bigger confirmation that you can hear is the bronze medal for Chinese Taipei. It was good baton changing from Chinese Taipei. They just didn't quite have the pace overall. They had the 100 meters champion down the back straight. You can see why he was there, because the other 3 weren't quite at the level of the Japanese and the Americans.
But after that very messy changeover, that was a pretty impressive final leg from the American runner.
So then, Asians on top, individually and in the relay. This was Chan, had to make sure Yang didn't go off too fast for his teammates. He did that. They were well placed at this point. Certainly they were in the mix for the gold. But look at that, Japan, slick as you like. And again here, look at this, hand out, takes the baton, off he goes. The Americans behind them, though, lost a couple of meters on that. And that was the difference. Well, he knew as he came across the line. And a very creditable run as well on the anchor leg from Chen Xieshun, 25 years old, actually the oldest member of the Chinese Taipei quartet. The others who are just celebrating in front of us here, 19, 20 and 20. So it's a very, very young quartet, with Japan taking the gold medal ahead of the United States. Chinese Taipei delighting the crowd with a bronze medal. I can't see the Japanese taking a lap of honor. They seem to have left already. Left it to the Chinese Taipei quartet to attract all the photographers around them and the TV cameras, as you can see. I'm not sure that Chinese Taipei could have thought this championship would be any better, really. They really have lifted all of the athletes. Oh, they're the Japanese. They've come back. They had disappeared into the tunnel, but they've come back out again. And the Chinese Taipei people giving them a generous applause, as well as all of the Japan team who've come up. Well, they won the title 2 years ago with Kazuma Osto, Takuya Nagata, Tatsuro Suya and Kotaro Taniguchi. And 2 years later, they have a different team of Yasuki Tanaka, Shuitaka Tada down the back straight, Sho Kitagawa took the bend, and Jun Yamashita brought them home.